Hi everyone, welcome back to the Speakeasy English. Today we're tackling a fascinating topic, body language and why it's so important for English learners.
Absolutely, Lisa. We often focus on words and pronunciation, but body language is like a secret superpower in communication. It can help you express yourself more clearly and connect with people better.
Totally. And body language varies a lot between cultures. What works in one country might feel strange or even offensive in another.
That's so true. For example, Lisa, did you know that in some Asian cultures, avoiding eye contact shows respect, but in English-speaking countries, it can come across as being shy or even untrustworthy?
Right. It's little things like that which can make a big difference. But Tommy, let's start with the basics. What's the first thing English learners should know about body language?
I'd say confidence is key. Even if you're nervous about speaking English, try to use confident body language. Stand tall, keep your shoulders relaxed, and don't cross your arms. That can make you look defensive.
Great advice. And let's not forget about smiling. A friendly smile can make you seem approachable and put others at ease. It's such a simple way to make a good impression.
Absolutely. But Lisa, what about gestures? Some learners might wonder if they should use their hands while speaking.
That's a great question. Using your hands naturally can actually help you emphasize your points. For example, opening your palms upward can make you seem open and honest. But what do you think, Tommy? Can gestures ever be distracting?
Oh, definitely. If you're waving your hands around too much or making exaggerated movements, it can distract from what you're saying. The key is to use gestures to support your words, not overpower them.
Exactly. Now let's talk about something trickier. Facial expressions. How can English learners make sure their faces match what they're saying?
That's such an important point, Lisa. If you're saying something positive like, "I'm really excited about this project," but your face looks bored, people might not believe you. Practice making your expressions match your tone.
Yes. And watching yourself in a mirror or recording yourself can really help with that. Speaking of tricky things, what about personal space? That can be a big cultural difference.
Oh, absolutely. In English-speaking cultures, people usually prefer an arm's length of space when talking. Standing too close can feel uncomfortable, but standing too far away might seem distant or uninteresting.
Such a good point. And that brings us to something else. Eye contact. We touched on it earlier, but let's go deeper. How can English learners practice making the right amount of eye contact?
Well, I'd suggest starting small. When you're talking to someone, try to look them in the eye for a few seconds at a time, then look away briefly before returning your gaze. It's all about balance.
That's a great tip. And if it feels too intimidating, start practicing with a friend or even while watching yourself on video. It'll get easier with time.
Exactly. And let's not forget about listening to body language. Lisa, what do you think someone's body language should look like when they're listening to someone else?
Oh, good one. When you're listening, face the speaker, nod occasionally to show you're following, and avoid crossing your arms or looking at your phone. Those little things show respect and engagement.
Such great advice. And for English learners, this is an easy way to build rapport, even if your vocabulary is limited. A warm smile and attentive body language can go a long way.
Exactly. Now let's add a bit of fun. Tommy, have you ever experienced a body language misunderstanding in another culture?
Oh, definitely. Once, when I was in Greece, I gave someone a thumbs up to say, "Good job," but I later found out it can be offensive there. What about you, Lisa?
Yes. When I was in Japan, I accidentally waved someone over with my palm facing upward, which is considered rude. I learned later that you're supposed to wave with your palm facing down. It's so fascinating how different cultures use body language.
It really is. And it's a great reminder for our listeners to be curious and open-minded about cultural differences.
Definitely. Before we wrap up, let's share a quick recap of tips for improving body language.
Sure. Tip 1. Practice standing tall and looking confident, even if you're nervous.
Tip 2. Use natural hand gestures to emphasize your points but don't overdo it. Tip 3. Smile. A genuine smile can instantly make you more approachable. Tip 4. Maintain good eye contact, but don't stare.
And tip 5, be mindful of cultural differences. Research is your best friend.
Great tips, Tommy. And remember, listeners, body language isn't something you master overnight. Just like learning English, it takes time and practice.
That's so true. Thanks for joining us today, everyone. If you have any questions or stories about body language, share them with us.
And don't forget to subscribe to our podcast. Until next time, keep learning and practicing.